We would like to share with you now programming on your KC3 or the pattern design computer. When you first turn your design computer on, you will turn it on a switch on the side of the element. You will get the screen Pattern Programming Device. When you hit the step key, you will get the main menu. On the main menu, you have a choice of 6 selections. The first one is to create a new pattern. Selection number 2 edits a pattern, 3 deletes a pattern, 4 inputs your memo data, 5 transfers created data, and 6 prints out your pattern. We will select number 1 to create our new pattern. It will ask for how many stitches, and we will assign 30 stitches to our first program. We will then hit the step key. It will tell us that we have a maximum amount of 386 rows available. We will assign 60 rows. We hit the step key. You can, at this point, either say yes or no as to the size of your grid. We will say that the grid size is fine, and we hit the 1. You will then see the grid appear on your screen. You have arrow keys at the right-hand side of your box that allow you to move in any direction. The draw key will make white spots on the screen. So if I hold down on the draw key, holding down on my side arrow key, you will see me move across and placing white dots on the screen. These white dots are the same as your black dots when you are inputting your own programs in the input mode on the 930. If I want to move on a diagonal, I can move on a diagonal, either up or across. I can move to the side. You can move in any direction that you want. If you only want to move one space at a time, you do not hold down on both keys. You press 1 to move over, and then you hit the draw key. If you have made a mistake, you can back up, and by hitting the erase key, you will erase the dots that you do not want. Once you have made your pattern and are happy with your pattern, you will hit the help key to get back to the menu. This is called the help menu, and you have more choices on the help menu. We will pick choice number 9, which is to reduce your pattern area. When we go in to reduce a pattern, you will be setting the corner. You only have the option to reduce your pattern size before you end a creation. If you have made your pattern grid too large, you can make it smaller. But if you have made your pattern grid too small, you may not make it larger. I will set my corner by hitting the step key, and you will see that I am starting to frame the area. I move the framing up, and then I can move it over to the side and frame what part of the pattern I want. If I've gone too far up, I can move down. If I've gone too far past it, I can move back over. Once you are happy with the area you have framed, then you hit the step key, and you have your new grid area. You can confirm this by yes or no. If you hit no, that means they will start over. I am going to say that that is okay. This is my new pattern grid. I hit the help key, and I'm going to end this creation. Another thing that we can do with this is to create patterns from the existing patterns in our 930 CompuNet. Right now, you first have to create your grid, so I'm going to press 1 to create a new pattern, and I am assigned pattern number 902. I am going to assign 60 stitches, and I have 208 rows available. I'm going to say that I want to use 120 of them. I'm going to hit the step key, and I'm going to say that's fine. You will now see the complete TV screen filled up with grid. I will hit the help key and go into load stored pattern, which is step number 7. By hitting 7, you will see 3 options available to you. You can choose from the built-in patterns, you can select a character, or you can choose from the pattern disk if you've saved some patterns to floppy disk drive. I will select from the built-in patterns, which are all the 555 patterns built into the memory of your machine. I am going to call it pattern number 6 and hit the step key. There you see pattern number 6 on the screen. First of all, I need to set the corner as to what part of this pattern I want to use. You hit the step key. Again, you are framing what area you want. and you can take any portion of this pattern and frame it. Once you have framed that area, you will hit the step key. Now you get the grid that you had originally formed. You again hit the step key, and you have positioned that part of the pattern on your own personal grid. If you are happy with this positioning, you hit the 1, and that has saved that portion of the pattern for you. Moving up into the same grid space that we have created, you will see that the row numbers change as we go. The second set of numbers are row numbers. The first set of numbers are your stitch numbers. Now I am going to go back with the help key, and I'm going to select another portion of our built-in patterns. I'm going to hit 7, and now I'm going to use selector 2, and I'm going to choose something, a letter from the alphabet. I can choose upper or lowercase, and I can choose numbers. I will select the letter G. By moving my side arrow keys, I move over to the G. With this arrow under the G, I hit the step key, and now I have the G in memory. And when we hit the step key, we see that it has positioned it too high on the screen or on our grid. So instead of hitting 1 for yes, we want to accept this program, we are going to hit 2 that we do not want that, and the G is no longer there. By hitting the help menu and hitting step number 2, we can transfer the cursor where we want it. We are going to put it on stitch number 30, and we're going to position it on row 1. Now you see the cursor positioned over on the other side of the grid that we have already formed. We will again hit the help key, go into 7 to load a selected character. We will move over to the letter G, hit the step key. Once we are back at our grid, we will hit the step key again, and now we have the G in an OK position. We will hit 1 to confirm that that's what we want. Another thing you can do with this G is you can reverse it into another position. So what we will do first is move our cursor up to a new position. We will go back to the help menu, and we are going to put on one of our variation switches by pressing number 8. You will notice that all the variation switches are off at this time. In order to put one on, you hit the side arrow key to move the asterisk from off to on. This will, in the reverse mode, turn the pattern the other way. Upside down will, of course, turn it upside down. Double wide makes your pattern double wide, and double length makes it double high. Now that we have the reverse key on, we will hit the step key. We are back at our grid. Again, hit the step key. We will see the G appear backwards. So you can see with these variation switches we have a number of things we can do. We can also hit the number 3 to see our entire grid that we have formed. You always have to confirm that you like what you've done by hitting 1 or 2 if you do not before you can get back to the menu, or before you've confirmed what you've done. Once you are happy with what you have, you hit the help key, and you can decide at this point what other things you might want to do. If we decide we want to set the color, we hit number 3, and we can choose the color of our choice to set our background, or this is contrast color. We're hitting step key. That gives us the option to set our main color. I am going to set number 8 as my main color. Now when I hit the step key, I will set row 1 by hitting the step key and moving up. I can determine which rows that will be on. I hit the step key, and you will see that color appear on those rows. Now if I move back down to the first row and decide to have a contrast color on that row, I again hit the help key. I hit number 3. Contrast yarn is listed on the screen, and I hit that I want to place that color as number 4 or blue. I hit the step key. I move my cursor up, indicating which rows I want that color on. I hit the step key. and you will see blue on the rows that I have indicated as the contrast color. You can also go back in with the help key and change the color if you want to. You can reduce the pattern area and erase parts of pattern, all following these same functions using your step key and moving around the screen. If you turn your machine off and then do not end your creation, when you turn your screen back on again, you will not get the main menu, but you will get a continue creation menu. We will end this creation. You can transfer created data to your floppy disk drive, or you can transfer to your knitting machine. Do make sure that when you are connecting your units with your AC adapter that you do not confuse or mix up the AC adapter that goes with your floppy disk drive and the one that goes with your KC3. If you get them mixed up, there is a different voltage and you can do damage to your machine. First of all, we will go in and put number 5 in to transfer the created data. You need to connect all parts with your cables, and then you can turn the power on your floppy disk drive. By inserting the disk into your drive, you are ready to use it. We will hit the step key. You can format a disk, you can save created data, you can load created data, or you can delete created data. We will save what we have done in this memory right now. You insert the disk, you push the step key, and it's searching for the track that's available. Once it's found the track, it will tell you what track number it's assigning it to. You hit the step key, and it will transfer the data. Once it is done, you will get back to the menu, and you can do this using the same function. Instead of plugging into the floppy disk drive, plug into your machine and transfer directly from the KC3 to your knitting machine. By hitting the help key, we get back to the main menu. You can go into number 6, which allows you to print out any pattern you want to that's in the memory of your KC3. Right now we have pattern number 901 in there, so if we plug in 901, we need to turn our printer on. You hit the step key. It will show you what you are going to print. You hit the step key. If you want to make a log of what disk this is on, you can actually say that this is on your disk number 1. You can tell it was assigned to track number 2. And then you push the step key, and all of this information will print out on a sheet of paper for you to save in your notebook with your disk. We are now back at the main menu, and we have briefly gone through many of the exercises you can do with this machine. The more you practice it, the better you will get with it.